Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. It's been a long week, but I hope you've had a productive week. A productive week of crushing your goals and getting financially fit along your path to freedom literacy, because that's literally what we're about here at SentMe. And honestly, that's really what I'm here to promote. For those that don't know, my name is Jordan. I'm the founder and CEO of SentMe. We teach people about freedom literacy, how to budget, invest, save, talk about macroeconomics, hard money, a lot of different topics. But the moral of the story is that we're here to help people learn. And here's the key. Everybody's journey along their path to what we like to call freedom literacy is unique. Some people may be interested in tech and they love to invest in tech companies, or they may work in tech, or they want to build tech companies. That's awesome. Some people may be interested in day trading and they like to trade. That's amazing too, if that's what you like to do. Some people may flip real estate, flip properties, etc. Good for you. But we always like to make sure that when it comes to freedom literacy and essentially breaking down that approach, that understanding hard money is super important, because the denominator matters. However, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you do to mine dollars. You have to understand that hard money is something that could protect you from currency debasement and inflationary pressures. So with that being said, like I said, I want to always make sure that everything that we're communicating via the SentMe platform is always just giving people that different perspective. It's a different way of even thinking about money and money versus currency, particularly when it comes to how money is explained or taught in schools for those that were fortunate enough to be able to learn about it, versus hard money Austrian economics and that approach, which is not taught. But the key is, whatever you do, your journey towards freedom literacy is unique to your own journey. Everybody's story is different. The key is that you understand that you need to do something, right? So for the most part, a lot of people, they may feel like it's insurmountable for them to even get financially fit. They may have debt, they may have credit card debt, they may have a car loan, some people may have student loans, etc. Whatever your situation is, it's unique. And I can personally attest to working with individuals that were at so many different levels in their freedom literacy journey, that as long as they trusted the process and they listened to some of the insights that me or members of my team were sharing with them with our process to educate them, whether it was through our course, whether it was through our community group discussion, whether it's through our newsletters, whether it's through one-on-one direct help, they've done extremely well. And everybody that we work with has their own unique journey and unique background, but the math is still consistent and the same. At the end of the day, you need your money to work for you. And preferably, when you make money, you want to save in the hardest assets, because the hardest assets are what protect you. But bringing it back to my original point, everybody's journey is unique. And definitely the key is that you have to start. You have to start. A lot of people like to compare, unfortunately, their chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Social media ends up conveying a lot of this stuff, money, flash, cars, all this other stuff, day trading, quick flips. People make it seem like it's just an overnight success, or it just kind of happens, right? Some people do get very lucky and they have overnight success, but it's really rare. And most people on social media are lying. So at the end of the day, if you could just run your own race and do what works best for you, you'll be better off on the other end of your situation. For instance, if you know that you have credit card debt that you want to get rid of, make a plan to get rid of it. Pay off the credit card debt and literally pay off the smallest balances with the highest interest and knock those off and snowball that. That's a very effective mode or model to follow when you're trying to eliminate credit card debt. And if you eliminate that credit card debt, anything that you are paying towards interest can now go to beginning your freedom literacy journey. That may mean you opening up a brokerage account because you never bought stocks before. That may mean that you want to go buy some Bitcoin because you've been reading more about hard money and you're seeing what we're explaining on SentMe on our website. Maybe you want to go start a business with the money that you were using to pay interest, and you start a restaurant, or maybe you start a clothing brand or an app. I don't know. The key is that you're doing something that's setting you up in your freedom literacy journey, because everybody's journey is unique. So at the end of the day, Slow motion is better than no motion. Slow motion is literally better than no motion. And a lot of people, they get kind of caught in their own head and they get in their own way in terms of where they want to go and what they want to achieve. It's like going to the gym. If you haven't been to the gym for a while, you probably shouldn't try to bench press 225 pounds. You should start with something that allows you to get some reps, no pun intended, under your belt. Maybe you start with a lower weight. Maybe you start with push-ups. Maybe you start with mobility, right? To get your body acclimated and reacclimated to actually exercising and better yourself. But you shouldn't just jump and skip steps. You can't skip steps. People will skip steps and then unfortunately they end up falling flat on their face and then they don't know why. You get discouraged at that point and then you just think, you know, this isn't for me. There's no way that I can change my situation. But that couldn't be any further from the truth. I'm telling you this as someone who's worked with a number of individuals through our Sent Me program, through our entire ecosystem. And like I said, you could have individuals that have no real knowledge of this stuff and then they're willing to learn and they know they want to attack their goals and literally they are crushing it. So at the end of the day, the key was that they started and the key was that they wanted to do something better for themselves. And literally they got better on the other side of it. It's not a joke. The results speak for themselves. You could literally go to our Instagram and look at testimonials and look at some of the things that people have shared about their experience being within the Sent Me ecosystem. But really what I'm here to do and wanted to share with you all today is that everybody's journey along freedom literacy is unique. Start today and take something that you know that you want to get better at or improving your entire financial journey that you can focus on. Everything won't happen overnight, but I promise you, if you get 1% better every single day with your approach and you do a little bit to change your financial situation, it's going to pay off in the end. But the moment you try to get rich quick, you're going to mess up. So, like I said, this is Freedom Literacy Fridays. May have to make this a series, but just wanted to come on, give you all some encouragement, and just understand that everybody's journey is unique, but the key is starting, because slow motion is better than no motion. If you enjoyed this video, definitely drop a comment, maybe drop a comment in terms of what topics you may want to hear me talk about more in depth. We have a lot on our YouTube channel, Instagram, newsletter, etc. But as always, we're just here to help people learn and grow. If you do want to learn and grow and work personally with the Sent Me team, drop a comment as well. You could also go to our website, sentme.com, www.sentme.com, to get more information. And shoot me a DM, shoot us a message, send an email, whatever you have to do to get in contact, do that. We're always looking at the messages and always inbounding a lot of messages from people to help them. But listen, if you do anything this weekend, focus on one thing you can do to get better, to better your financial situation, and understand that your journey towards freedom literacy is unique to you and it's never too late to start. God bless. Peace.